capturing the voice of the customer to impact your traditional marketing. It's something great, yeah. I've always been fascinated with that, yeah. I'm all about trying to find new ways to bridge the gap between social, so social media, online interactions, and offline, the real world. In marketing, that would be leveraging social media content, UGC, the voice of the customer, and incorporating that into your traditional marketing effort. Whether it's on TV, call to action, social media, whether it's in the press, whether it's radio, or whether it's in the street, actually, the billboards, yeah? So last week, or end of February, Arbor, the American financial institution, so they're very active on social channels, they announced the official launch, that's the final phase, of their Billboard social media contest. Back in November last year, my team was tracking actually this initiative, or the early stage, on Facebook, and the bank basically invited its customers mainly to contribute and to share like some fun sentences about local businesses or local famous people or small businesses or companies. And the idea is to demonstrate the local knowledge, okay? And to make fun of other banks, the big banks usually, which really didn't leverage that. Maybe they don't have the knowledge, maybe they don't leverage it, maybe they've got a standard marketing message, okay, from head office located at the other end of the US. So it's an interesting initiative, right? How can you leverage UGC, user-generated content, and use that in your traditional marketing message? So Arbor did that. They received more than 700 contributions, more than 400 people contributed, and very recently they announced the winners, okay? So I believe 9 winners over the same number of weeks, and now, so you can find actually in the area billboards with the winning quotes or sentences with the name of the contributors. This is fantastic again, yeah? It's not complicated to do using Facebook, but it's not a very elaborated or sophisticated application. It's a great way to create buzz, and it's a great way to differentiate yourself, yeah? Again, I'm a huge fan of offline, online, local knowledge, yeah? How innovative is that, yeah? This initiative, yeah? Again, it's great. It is kind of initiative, but they're not the first bank to do that, yeah? Or to involve people and to use that in a more mainstream capacity, yeah? Not exactly mainstream, but Verity Credit Union in Seattle, they basically recruited a real mom to share her thoughts on a blog. So it's not, again, translated to billboard or TV or radio, but that's interesting. You've got USAA in the US, so one of the most engaged financial institutions on social media, one of the most transparent as well. Basically, you know that I'll tell you that more than 90% of their site, the prospect site at some point, was made of user-generated content. And more than that, was made of customer-generated content. It's fascinating. One of the things they did with that content, so real customer reviews and feedback, they created some radio spots, right? Radio, using real customer feedback. And in that case, Arbor did that as well. Arbor, they used some of those sentences within their radio spots. So it's quite interesting, right? It's not the only examples. You've got in France, Crédit Agricole, in one of the regional banks in the southwest of France, Crédit Agricole Pyrénées-Gascogne. What they did is that they wanted, it's slightly different, it's not users-led, but they asked their branches, right, real employees in real branches, to basically contribute on local blogs, 1 blog per agency, per branch, and then to display that content in a local manner, which means that at the branch level, for instance, ideally you'd see when you come in a screen where content generated by the employees, okay, not the clients, but still a step in the right direction, and it's displayed where it makes sense, local level. You understand, you're different, you're not your usual banking institution, you need to focus on that. That's why credit unions have done a tremendous job leveraging social media. I would argue that they're the better equipped actually to do that. They're all focused on customers, it's all about, you know, region so understanding of the economic context and the small businesses there and the brands. So again, yes, you might as well go with it and demonstrate your difference there. Yeah? So fantastic initiative. Again, one of the, I guess, first banks to do that, to translate it in sort of a visible capacity. Offline versus online, other banks did that as well. They promoted their Facebook presence, for instance, using banners in the street, like BBVA Compass in North America, in the US. So again, it's not totally innovative, but using that content in a traditional marketing campaign, this is fantastic. Not complicated to do, fantastic. The impacts, probably, I would assume, client acquisition, loyalty, so you drive tremendous loyalty from your customers, and you convince small businesses to bank with you, because of course that financial partner, you demonstrated your understanding of the local issues, the local businesses, the local economic context, and not just a big bank coming here who again can possibly adapt, and that would surely have an impact on your small businesses in terms of ability to be founded, to have line of credits, and for people to understand your business. So congratulations to Arbor. I'm interested to see the next step, okay? And I'd like to see more banks doing that, so using the feedback, the real voice of their customers in a more mainstream capacity. So what do you think? I mean, how easy would it be to implement in your bank? Can you see the value? And please tell me again what would be the best and the most efficient way to do so, and potentially tomorrow to see real customer feedback on TV, for instance, or magazine. That was Christophe Langlois, Visible Banking, London, UK.